Not particularly sure what stopped it there. Alright, let's just see what we can do. And we will get ourselves going back to... Where am I here? Oh, that's input. Don't want to mess my input up. Microphone. Let's try that. Sometimes when you put something in, it just goes a little south. Okay. So, la 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 la, we should be good, and let's rock and roll this puppy. Okay, well, let's go live and see how this works. Good afternoon, everybody, or should I say good evening to you all. We are here on the Dadrock server, and Dadrock, oh boy, I'm really up to lunch here. We're here on the coffee server, and apparently I'm not hearing my game through, so hopefully you guys can tell me if you are hearing everything. I'm just going to try and open a chest and see what I get out of it. Because my volumes in my side are all messed up. You guys are probably hearing that. I am not. Okay. Oops. Whoa. Whoa. My music is crazy loud. Okay. Options. Music and sounds. Should work there. Done. And why am I not hearing this through? Goodness. Alright. So when all else fails, I will just find myself a second sound source. Just give me one split sec to do that. And... properties. Sure, we're muting this one. Easy for just a moment while you guys hear what you shouldn't be hearing. There we go. Okay. Advanced properties. I want to make sure that you guys don't hear that. Monitor only. Okay, let's cross our fingers that this is going to work. Close. See what I can hear over here. Nope. So I have absolutely no idea where my sound is going to, which is not good for us. I was trying to troubleshoot today, and as you can clearly see, this is less than optimal. But the plan was keep working on the walls this afternoon and possibly do some tree chopping if need be. So, if I can't hear anything, we are liable to get blown up. That's my big concern. And it was an improvement since this morning. Settings. Audio. Default. Okay. When I can't find the sound, we have a challenge. Of course it's going to. Output device. Oh. Alright. That should work. Good to see you, Fantastic Sherlock Fox. At least that part seems to be working. I have no idea why things don't like me today. That's okay. We're gonna work with this. We're gonna go with this. And OBS, where are you going out to? Oh, but... Ooh, fancy. Ooh, fancy. Uh-oh. That's always scary when I hear ooh, fancy. I'm just trying to figure out why I don't have any game sounds. I had game sounds this morning, and I didn't change much. But I don't have game sounds now, even though it looks like you guys should. It's really, really odd. Yeah, well, I often get duplicated sounds when I put them to default. Nope. Okay, options, sounds. Take it. We'll just go there. If you guys can hear it, then we should be good. So hey there, Mel. Hey there, Yellow. And hi, Fantastic Sherlock Fox. Good to see you. And hello to PP Zerk, who's in-game currently. Now we're gonna go... Nope. Can't spell. Twitch. Enable. There. So now we have things going in both places. Alright. So the plan for this afternoon, this evening, whatever, sorry. For me, it's only 5:15, so that's why I keep saying this afternoon. The plan is to keep on working on getting this castle to grow, to etc. And hopefully we can get most of this put up. Ooh. And then we can start working on the main outer walls. Good, I'm hearing that. Like, I want out, but I don't want out, because I don't want to have the villagers come out too. No. Can't parkour that. I guess I'll just come out here and then close the door behind me. There. Then we'll hope that we don't end up with escapees. We usually do. What's that egg? Oh, I don't need eggs. Definitely don't need eggs. Alright, the other thing I'm going to do this afternoon is path block everything on the inside of the fences. Or on the... So... Well, actually, we're going to build the walls, then we're going to path block everything. Just because I'm tired of the golems running all around, and when I'm AFK, they actually push me, which is kind of annoying. But I hope everybody else has been having a good day. If you're here, I'm assuming you have either already celebrated or are not celebrating Valentine's Day today. And happy Valentine's to all my friends, you know, to everybody here. Because you guys are amazing people. And I am so glad to have met each and every one of you. Oh, oops. There, for that. So I was out the last hour, actually running around. Rather than troubleshooting, I was out finishing off the loose ends of my Valentine's plans, which unfortunately in the process went awry. And so I had to change tactics last minute. So the spoiler alert, but I mean, hey, I'm not going to give away titles or anything, but I had originally intended to get a book for Fantastic Sherlock Fox because he has quite a few on his wish list. Dude, how did you get out here? Come here. Come on back. You're gonna get in this way. Come on, buddy. No, I'm not letting you in over there. You can come in over here. Go the other way. Over there. That's not going in. That's leaving. Fine, if I have to make a new armorer, I guess I will do so, because you're being a brat. Come on back in. Let's go. Let's go. No, not over the edge, please. Flooring is welcome another day. Go. Fine. I have yet to figure out how that guy gets out. Hopefully we will figure it out this session. Because it's 2 blocks deep on that side. There. Right there. That's it. Found it. Well, he's always on this side of the building. Well, so anyways, I was going to go get Fantastic Sherlock Box's book. And there were supposed to be several copies of the book I was looking for, and so rather than fussing and fighting about hiding it, you know, so that the secret was a surprise, I was going to go pick it up today. But Murphy's Law, our bookshop's computers crashed nationally. Not only does the website not connect, the shop itself can't do anything locally. I mean, they can make sales, but they can't check any inventory or anything like that. So they actually had extra staff they'd called in who were running around the floor trying to look for things. And needless to say, they didn't have the book, or could not locate the book that I was looking for. So, yeah, plans changed. So, yeah, things went a little not according to plan. That's okay. You know, that's the side effect of waiting till the last minute that Murphy's Law loves to kick me. And, it is, you know? Adapt and move on, right? That's okay. You know what it means, though? It means that when his birthday comes up later on, then I will be able to take another look at getting him that same book, right? I haven't lost the idea. I'm gonna do it. It's 4 o'clock. Would you like to go home? Please. Please go home? Where do you want to go home to? Come on, this way. Right here? Nope, over there. Okay. Where are you going to go? Where are you going to go stare at the wall? How about over here? Go in here. Can you please come home? Are you serious? Come on, dude. You need to go home. Go find a bed. I don't have a bed. Go find one. Go. Go. You're very welcome, Mel. I always want to say hi to my friends. So I have absolutely no idea whatsoever whether or not any of the sounds will show up this evening. They're supposed to, but that doesn't necessarily mean that anything works. So basically, this morning we discovered that for some reason, when I upgraded to Windows 11, my sounds went haywire. And I don't understand why that is, but it's a thing. So, still attempting to figure out why that is and get them working again. In the meantime, I'm unfortunately missing a few people's comments and sounds and things happening. So I'm going to need all the help I can get. If people, you know, do cool stuff and I don't notice, please do bring it to my attention. You may need to repost a message so I can comment on it or that sort of thing. I would like to I probably should shut off the redeems that involve sounds. But if things are magically working, then I wouldn't need to, right? One of those catch-22 things. Okay. So let's see. I've got all the ones on the outside. Okay. Ooh. Where's the guy? Let's get him home. Let's get him home. If somebody sleeps before that point, then... Come on, dude. Where are you? Come on. Where are you? Please? Where are you? Thank you. Go home. Go home. Alright, he's home, but he's in the pen. And I think we found where I was being dumb and had let him out. Mystery sleepers of the world, unite. I have a feeling there's a Zerk in here somewhere. Alright. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and just reboot the bot and see if that will help. Yay! WebSocket clients appear to cooperate. Sort of. Maybe. Maybe. Oh. I shouldn't be that pleased, but when I get a fresh connection and it seems to pretend to be working, then yeah, we'll have to see. Okay. What I'm gonna do... Oh, maybe not. Come on, bot. Come on, bot. Yay! Okay. So, it thinks it's working. It thinks it's up. Can I give myself a hydrate? Let's see what happens. No. That does not work. I mean, it gets the thing, but the output's not right. Well, at least we haven't gotten any worse than this morning. Right? At least we haven't gotten any worse. Oh, coffee. Sorry, that was from this morning. Hello, Joe. Mine's weirder than the one I was dealing with, Joe. Hey, Stormy, how are you doing? Tonight is going to be a relatively quiet stream because for some reason I can't fathom. I can't hear stuff correctly coming through my system. So yeah, that's a new one. That's okay, I guess. Microphone in. We'll just have to see if we can figure out what we've got to work with. Okay. So if you guys hear them and I don't, great. Thank you very much for covering that shout out, Fantastic Sherlock Box. Looks like you've got both versions of the shout out seeming to do mostly what they're supposed to. Visual parts missing. It's funny. People are saying, oh, it's no big deal to go to Windows 11. And somehow I've managed to have broken everything. Okay, anyway. So we've got, where are we here? We've got the display rough design of what things are going to look like on the side of the wall. We've got one set done on the outside. I think the only thing I'm missing on this is the inside. And I've had to move the anti-golem technology because it was killing the farm quite royally. Oh, here. Yeah. Farm's being pokey. That's okay. Good. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so I should be able to run through. Oh, I had lanterns I was saving for this. I think I had lanterns. If not, I can make some. Nope, I was going to make some apparently. So, 5 things in 2 different... Yes. Okay, so this can go there, that can go here. And now I'm getting duplication, so something has gone weird. Oops, wrong box. Can't put things away if I don't take them with me. Alright. I need iron. I need to put away these blocks temporarily. Not those. These ones. Need those. 1? Oh. That wasn't helpful. I know I can get these from the book guys, but unfortunately, we're not leveled up enough yet. I just want to get this over with. Not over with, but like, the lights hung. Well, thank you. Base is not much of anything, but that's, I appreciate the way that you say you like it, which is good. I'm getting spoiled by that. I should probably... Oh, we have ourselves a lot of places where there is no lighting whatsoever. So I should probably actually get lighting put in there. Now what I might do is, I was intending to hang the lights from the roof in weird places. But now that I think of... Oops, I missed that one. Did I get this one? No, not that one. This one. Yes, I got that one. So it's funny, is some places the light comes through and some places it doesn't, but it's still disorganized. I missed one on the outside. Did I do this one? No, I did not. Maybe I didn't get all the way out. How's that for inconsistencies? Okay. So this one. Got that. Weird. Anyway, the plan was to put lighting hanging from the roof in some strange places. like where I had bizarre gaps like this, but they're not consistent. I don't have these all over the place. So I don't know why I have them in some spots and not in others. I really have to go through the roof off camera and just figure out what on earth happened there. The lack of repeatability is bugging me, but then anyway. It's only in here because it's not going to be quite the same on the main walls. And I only put in one light in the whole place. Fine. We'll put one... Oh, there's a problem there. Okay. That's where some of the light's coming from. Down there. Got one here. I'm just kind of throwing them through wherever at the moment. Because I need to fix wherever it is anyways. There. I should have had 2 extras, I only have 1 extra. I have no idea. Okay. So, it looks like I missed a couple of spots on the outside of the wall to put up the trapdoors. But other than that, we're ready to move on. Oh, I know what happened here. Okay, I got distracted by... Well, thank you very much for the follow. The fireworks apparently are working, which is good news. It seems anything where the sound is coming from the from like an external source, like a web page, seems to be okay, other than not being able to hear it myself. But that said, that I'm glad for the follow. I really do appreciate it. There will be a big... So, okay, let me back it up. Verbal reset. Good evening. No, all that. Oh, there's the other one. I knew I missed 2. I think it was only 2. Maybe it was 3. We'll find out. But this castle is loosely inspired by the Brother Cadfael novels set in the real place of Shrewsbury, England, actually using real names. Fake places, but real names. Well, sort of. It's a semi-real place, but the thing is, being medieval period, particularly in the 12th century, there's not much of it that actually survives anymore, in which case I can do whatever I want. And that's what I've decided. Interesting, and my chat just hiccuped. Lovely. Alright. That's the way life goes. Alright, so, in any case, the point being, I did a lot of research into the actual archaeology of the place, intending to do a 12th century castle from that region, and yada yada yada. Unfortunately, that discovered, partly because of people being who they are, and that culture has changed over the years, as in we now respect our history for the most part. I mean, not everybody does, but on the whole, we actually have archaeology, as in people who research this stuff. Whereas back in the day, there was no such thing. Which means that people such as an architect named Telford, in the last name was Telford, in the 1200s, was commissioned to remodel the castle and to remodel the region. And so what he did was, for one, he flattened out what should have been a mount, like a motte, with a moat. So we're going to try and put a dry moat in here. And then an inner bailey, which would be like that, but he flattened it out quite a lot compared to what it should have been, so it would have had ramparts on either side. And yet, because of the way he did it, there is no existing archaeological history available for his work. Not his work, for what it looked like before his work. Which means that I don't actually have anything to follow, hence the goofing around. What you're seeing me work on is something based on a guesstimated model of what it might have looked like, and then going sort of somewhere in the middle, because the place originally would have been all wood. Then as the Normans started converting it in the early 1200s, it would have gone to partly stone, and then eventually all stone with a completely different front end. So this is actually based off of what turned out to be the modern front end post the 1300s. Yeah, thank you, Telford. There was also an abbey put in the region of Shrewsbury, built in the just before the 1100s, so we're talking like 1069-ish. But what Telford and his buddies did was they put the British A5 highway right through the property. Yeah. So there's not much left, and I can get all kinds of creative as much as I want on that too. Therefore, because the fictional book series set on a place of which really no longer exists, then I've just decided, heck with this, I'll do whatever I want. So, yeah. But that doesn't mean that guys aren't going to get tidbits of history and tidbits of storyline and stuff like that as we go. The nice part about basing on a bit of supposed history. What are we here? Bricks and... What's I doing on the walls? Bricks and stone, right? But basing it on a place of supposed history, then at least it gives me some lore to work with, whereas I'm not much of a lore person on my bases. So that's kind of nice. And then I can build sort of sub-lore inside that, as in make it up as we go. 1, 2, 3, okay. So every third except on corners. Got it. So I'm going to ditch the wood for now. This is the wood drawer? Yes. And ditch the wood for now, and then come back. Yeah. And... and I will come back when I have a need for it. In the meantime, these away. Oh, hold on. There. I don't think I need this much dirt. Let's get the bricks. So we've got stone, lots of stone, and bricks, and brick bits, because we're going to basically do the same things we're doing with these towers and sidewalls, which I forgot to put the skirting on. So yeah, I didn't quite finish these properly. There's more to do there, but that's okay. Let's get the main part of the building, or the workings, going. Oh, I'm going to need a lot more bricks. No, this way. And bricks. 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 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 and a bit. 1, 2, 3. And probably 4, a little bit more. That one. Let's take these, get them out of the way. Okay. So we've got 5. Just trying to match up my piles so that I can see if I've got roughly the same. Close enough. Okay. So we're going to head out where we keep seeing this guy going out the back door, and I've got some fresh marker points, and we're going to start converting the new wall, or the old wall to the new wall. Yes, it's probably a better way of putting it. Okay. So what's going to happen here is that this cobble wall is going to get replaced, and then you can start to see a little bit yonder. We've got some brick, stone brick blocks just laying on the ground, and that's going to be our newer line. So I was working on an old pattern that doesn't exist. Well, they obviously all don't exist, but the current impression of the the current impression of the reference model is that. So we just finished the intersection with the little towers and stuff, at least my version of it, and so now we're working on the outer ones. And then there's going to be this moat in the middle, which I haven't actually built yet. And that's partly through here, and then they've got a gate on not this side, well, sort of this side. So somewhere between the upper part and about here-ish, I think it's a little far. I've got a bit of a gate, because you can see a bit of a road that comes up in the fake model. Okay, where do I want to put that? You know, corner sticks out here. I'm just going to dig up a little bit of this. And just make the moat line. Oh! Oops, I had to watch that. I think that was there? Three. The reason I'm pathing that part is because that's the bit where the golems could spawn. This will at least be a wide enough gap to let me know what I'm up to up here. Okay, and then I wanted to turn the corner right about here, so there's going to be a tower there. I'm just going to put a regular stone there as my marker. I'll take this level down one more. It looks like two more though, but it's... There's a reason for the madness, I think. Maybe. Method for this madness? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Severe top to that line. Ooh. Do I have any buttons? Buttons, buttons, buttons. No. Okay, well. Let's take a few of these. Make some buttons. Reason, of course, is if I take this down, we are suddenly spawnable. Yeah. Okay, so let's go. Time. 1, 2, 3. Oh, not that one. Press down. I did not know it was going to be dirt at that level or stone at that level all the way. Now I know. It's actually not a bad spot to work. 1, 2, 3. On the other hand, makes life a little faster. 3. Okay. All right. So we should be good and not have tons of golems out here. And then this will be where we start coming up for the next section. So I will need to go even deeper down here, but we'll deal with that later. All right, so then how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. Perfect. This will be regular stone. Stone bricks. I'm getting repeatedly disconnected from the channel, so if you guys are interested in chatting and I don't say anything, just please do repost your message. It's odd because it seems the one spot I'm looking works fine and the other one does not. Okay, so we're going on heights of 4 from the ground. 2, 3, 4, and then one on top. 1, 2, 3. Nope, it's not. Aha, I hear you. You think it's a Twitch issue. Okay, so something else seems to be working. that's an improvement, I guess? Okay. As in, I'm not the only one having that problem. Right, so let's try this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just have to keep track if we've got a farm, wow, a team of mystery sleepers. I'm just needing to keep track of where I'm at so that I don't end up with surprise golem, or not golems, wow, surprise phantoms, because yeah, that would be fail and a half. 1, 2. I was going to put windows in some of these walls, then I realized that's kind of dumb at ground level, so we're going to have windows higher up. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is probably going to have to change because of the terrain inside is going to change. So I will actually just work on all the walls, and we'll do 4 all the way around. Oops, I did this one wrong anyways. We'll do 4 height all the way around, and then we'll get ourselves into more of the landscaping so that we can actually get the correct height. I mean, this is not a very period accurate place anyways, like as in, in terms of styling. For one, is that texturing is not one of my fortes. 1, 2, 3. Oh, need these for a while. There. Count. Counting Magdalene! Alright. I don't know why I'm quite a ways from the edge, and it's daytime, and like it's got an overhang like crazy, so I wouldn't have anything coming out at me, but that hole just gives me the creeps, and I'm not quite sure why. A step down on... Okay, I don't like that. Make a 2-piece step down. Oh, okay. Whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, where the wall pattern is every 3, and then I go and make it be only 2 sections wide. Love it. Doesn't make any sense at all. Three, 4. Two, 3. But hey, we're coming along. That's the big key. It's actually going to be 5 all the way along when I think about it, because I'm going to fix those spots. Or at least terraform to the point where it's not janky everywhere. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, only 5. Okay. Do I want 1? 4. 3, 4. 4, 4. So it should come down. 4, 4, 4. Okay. This will be bricks. On. Aim in the right spot, please. There we go. So far, we're following the old line that we're used to, comfortable with. We've done this. And we are going to be heading off to the new one fairly soon. 1, 2, 4, which means this gate section that I just put in, or had not just put in, but had put in, will actually move way over here. So as we, oh, actually up there. So as we go through, I'm just going to tear it out entirely. So now I think about it, the gentleman who I'm not happy with at the moment, the architect guy, his name was Thomas Telford. And yeah, Thomas Telford was the one who went and made a mess out of the old castle. I mean, yes, it sounds like I'm bitter. And yes, I am bitter, I suppose. But as I mentioned earlier, it makes it easier for an author to be able to change a zone or a story to be the way she needs it to be and reference locations, but they don't have to be in the exact same spot that they should have been or would have been. So yeah. And then of course Minecraft being Minecraft, this wouldn't be in the same spot anyway. 3, 4. Because I mean, in all honesty, I've got no idea if the bottom section of the walls below in that model are 4 meters off the ground or not. 4. But in terms of costing, if one was going to be building this castle, by doing things in plain blocks for most of the wall, and then only using the brick ones when you needed to, it would be less expensive. And I'm not just talking about Minecraft materials. I mean, you don't have to pay as much for workmanship, you don't have to pay as much for hauling and installation. So for the Normans, it would have been a lot less expensive to do parts of it in regular stone anyways. 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4. All right. Oh, haha, ha! I just blew that one. Let's alter this. Okay, I've got the dirt to do it. Let's keep the villagers in. And I actually... So I got myself a little stuck. The wall actually has to come out a bit further. Ah! Owl Poppin says he's first. Hopefully that showed. Let's see. Actions. Nobody got that? The sound isn't coming in the way it's supposed to, unfortunately, Mr. Poppins. We're having some problems with the on-screen stuff. I think I'm just having driver issues where it's outputting in the wrong places, or it's pointing at the wrong files. So, let's see if we can find the welcome in chat. Where is play sound? Edit. Play sound. Streaming sound effects. Oh. Okay. So there's something gone sick with my bot. It crashed just now, rather royalty in a fatal exception state. So I don't know. I may have to do a backup from when it was working last. Okay. I want to go out. Let's just straighten the wall. Move that one here. Why not? Just square it off rather than being a little bit rounded. This one there. Take this one out. There we go. Okay. So. Yeah, things seem good, but they weren't, so that's okay. Sometimes things just get sick. I just find it funny, though, the timing that I was just talking to, I believe it was, oh, I can't remember who, but one of the people in Diecraft's Discord about, yeah, things work great when you, ha ha ha. I think I just, tempted the fate beast. That's okay. As what is it? The phrase that's popular in a lot of streams now? It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It's all fine, it's fine. Yep, it's fine. And then there's the, what was it? Oh, very sorry if it does cut in and out. I do apologize about that. Neon was telling me this morning that if he downgrades himself to 480, that his audio stops being a right royal pill. So that's the best suggestion I've got at the moment. But then there's always the Italian job version of fine, right? Where we're fed up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. 2, 3. Yeah, things work great when they work. Yeah, that's okay. It was actually mildly amusing because of all the people to raid out to this morning. Options, sounds. Oh, come on. I want. Okay. Now it doesn't seem which setting I've got. That's good, I suppose. Back doing things the way I used to. Input. And back. So the way I used to do things is now giving me a duplicate sound. Right. Mute that one. Yeah, now I've got my sound back. Who knows? It wasn't working when I started, and now it's back. I don't know. Anyway, of all the people to raid out to this morning, when things are bugging me in a technical way, 2, 3. I happened to raid out to Joel Duggan of Spawn Chunks podcast, which he's been doing podcasts for a very, very long time. I tripped over him as a result of enjoying Pixel Riff's work for quite some time. And yeah, that was not great. I mean, not that he doesn't understand, challenges. It's just like, I'll have to come check out your stream. And I'm going, no, you won't. No, you don't. It's not in a state where it's ready to be checked out by someone of that caliber. But, practice makes perfect. Anyways, okay, so some days I'm in a good headspace and some days I'm not, and today appears to be one of the nots, and let's try and turn that around. 1, 2, 4. Let's make a line for that one. So far, and I forgot to get the sound clip. I was discussing it with Fantastic Sherlock Fox and still forgot. But I'm thinking I'm going to add a sound clip for this section when I'm working with these walls, or working on something where I'm pleased with it. Because then I can use I Feel Happy from Monty Python. And yes, that was my really bad impression of it, but whoa, what was that? Rubber band. Yeah, I could have gone back and watched Spawn Chunks or listened to Spawn Chunks from the start. But because of some of the topics are sort of like timely and newsworthy, I actually would have just been listening to them on the most recent one, and then working my way back as I have time to listen to an extra episode, which isn't all that often. But I think that's probably the easiest way for me to handle that situation. Just because then it's not ultra old news on the news-ish elements. So for example, I mean, everybody and their dog is talking about either armor trims or archaeology. Oops. Both of which at the moment I don't care. I mean, it'll be great when they're out. I will try them. That's definitely something to be interested in. But it's not something that is really up for debate for a lot of people. Okay, where did I put this one? But that doesn't help. But I guess maybe the way I look at it, it's not about anti-spoilers. It's more... Actually, 1, 3, 4. It's more that it's coming, and usually by the time they show us, particularly now, people talk about it, but it's not like our feedback is going to make any difference whatsoever. So I don't worry about it, because I'll get used to whatever it is when it comes. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Oopsie there. 1, 2, 3, 4, I think. Nope. 1, 2. This has got to come down. But yeah, it's a great podcast. I love it. I rated it out to him, and I've been watching some of his actual streams too. I quite like them. I like his style. I like the way he plays through things, and that he's not just a variety streamer, but he's got that variety feel where people come because it's him, and so he can do whatever he wants. And sometimes of late he's been doing Lego, you know, and I was like, oh geez, that sounds familiar. Looks like a lot of fun. And he was working on, oh jeez, I can't remember the last one he was working on. I was going to say Optimus Prime, but that's not true because that was Astro Canuck. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. That should have been 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So as a result of the space thing, when we were watching with Dadcraft's community, looking for some rocket launches and such, I came across a Canadian who was also showing it, and he had some neat stuff going on his screen visually in addition to the feed that was coming through. But the Killer Raid Captain. Yeah. But the Astro Canuck was like, he had some neat stuff going on, but also it was nice because his chat was busy, but it wasn't insanity such that we were able to actually watch what he was doing. So that was kind of nice because some of the other stuff was going so gangbusters fast that there was no way we'd be able to keep up with any of the chat, and it was actually almost headache-inducing to watch it go by. So rather than get all caught up in that, then I switched to this Canadian one, and in between he does a lot of space stuff. What I mean by that is he shows a lot of pictures of the night sky and so on. But he was recently doing a Lego build in parts, as in like people would redeem for him to do some Lego build. Or he'd say he was going to be doing it on stream and people would distract him and such, so that he never actually got much done. But he was building Optimus Prime in Lego, and I thought that was super cool. 1, 2. Go. So I've been catching him a little bit from time to time. One of the things I love about this Dadcraft community is that we're all building our own community, which is like communities of friends. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're all building our communities of friends as we watch, as we play, as we whatever, and yet it's still opening my eyes or mind to additional channels that I had never thought of before, wouldn't have probably considered watching. I mean, I haven't watched a whole lot of 3D printing streams or, say, fishing channels or something, but I definitely have been enjoying a lot of other content. Some things that different people will rate out to, like I think Local Brick Shop, who does Lego, is one that I got introduced to via having rated out, or having had somebody rate out to Maribel Jade. So that was quite the pleasure. I don't watch this guy on a regular basis, but sometimes it's nice. So if I've done a Lego build, then I'll go over there afterwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. But then there's also the regulars. Like, it's really nice to have some regular friends. You go, yeah, you know, they're part of the community. I really enjoy talking to them, listening to them. We're gonna go raid so-and-so because it's their usual night. 1, 2, 3. And that I quite like as well. Like, normally, it's Stormy evening on Tuesdays. I will definitely raid into Stormy because it's my... Unless she's choosing not to be on tonight, but... I can actually ask you in chat if I wanted to, but a point to this jibber-jabbering is that I will usually go to Stormy. My exception tonight is just that it's Valentine's, and so I'm going to celebrate with the family, and then come back into the channels, and if there's any time left of Stormy's Stormy's stream, then I will definitely happily be there. That's where you'll find me. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm probably going to be cutting this down a little bit, so let's just pull a couple blocks back. There we go. 4, yeah. 4. This one. 4. And that comes right into... Oh, right. Yeah, this is coming down anyways. Okay, I don't need to care about that. That's fine. Yeah, I built these towers, and I thought, oh yeah, I'm done. This is great. We can use these towers. Yeah, and then they're coming down again. Just me and my indecisiveness. Okay. Regular. So if you're referencing where I'd be in the reference spot, like the picture on the screen, we're probably about halfway between the two largest buildings on, like, where you see a gap on the left, sort of northwest side. I hope Iron Man isn't serious about that question. I could have sworn he'd done this before. But then now that I think about it, last time I played on the same server as him, I was playing Bedrock. You'll see on the screen there, Zerk said that they've never put a bed down, and they don't use beds for villager trades. The reason I still have mine was because I was trying to breed up more. And so you just need to make sure you have beds for all of them. The other thing that I did in Java, and the reason I put beds down, is because I don't know, it seemed humane, except that then I changed my mind and started to put them on over top of the villagers as a way of penning them in. And, yeah. So by penning them in, and they couldn't jump, then that worked out well. So just throw that in there, and that'll keep the villagers from running around. Plug up this one. 1, 2, there we go. Nope. Not that spot. 3. Some of this will stay high, and some of it will come down. Oh, I put my torch away. Ha ha ha. How smart. SMRT. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is the dead middle of the room, so the torches are falling down with everything. Maybe. Or not. Where did that one go? It just vanished. Right? Sure. Because I have torches. Aha.
Listen.
Not a brainiac here. Okay. One on each side of the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're like, excuse me, sorry, coming through. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyway, yeah. It's nice to have regular places you like to go. And a lot of the reason I have regular slots that I go to is not because, for any reason other than, I mean, love you guys to death, but is that I haven't really got a whole lot of people during the daytime that are streaming at the same time as me. If that makes any sense. Or streaming back to back. So the resulting effect of that is that you get used to having other people, or not other people, just used to having, it's like, hey, it's Monday, we're gonna go raid X person. Hey, it's Tuesday, we're gonna go raid this other person, and on and on. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're almost at materials recovery point. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cut this out. Oh, whoops. 1, 2, 3. But I mean, I've got a few people that I know hang out in other people's streams. And I'm surprised, but they're helping me out a good bit. So it feels good. It feels good. It helps me sometimes be in a good mood. As cheesy as that sounds. Where'd you go? Oh! Hey. Right. I did have a... Honestly, this is gonna sound dumb, but I legit thought that I had imagined that this morning when I was joking about a video bomb from Zerk because of working on the portal for me. And then later on, I legit thought I'd sort of made that up. I'm like, oh, I must have seen that in somebody else's stream, or I must have been doing something and playing offline and whatever. But yeah, okay. So, if all goes well, that should be Portal to the Nether roof. Which means I should be able to get to dragon fights on Saturday without too much issue. I probably still will go ahead of time, find a good spot, and just like camp. So we'll just see. I have a cheater, oh, whoops, when I read... That's weird. Is this enabled? Enable. Are we in? Are we out? You guys are seeing what I'm seeing? Connected. Okay, well. It's kind of funny because I have 2 sets of chat on my screen right now just because sometimes things get a little crazy with lots of people on the server. And I was getting slightly confused with some of the stuff going on, like people were saying in the regular in-server chat and commenting on it a lot. So I was trying to step that down just to make sure I didn't miss any Twitch-only chat. And so it threw me a second because I only got one version of Zerk's comment about the portal right now, that is indeed a portal to the Nether, to the roof. Not 2 versions of it. It's like, wait a minute, what did I glitch? And yeah, sure enough, I glitched. 1, 2, 4. You know, it's Glitch City today. Maybe the next stream should be called Welcome to Glitch City, and then we'll take it from there. Back time for you. Awesome. Eat. Well, we'll have to kind of hold off until I need to eat in-game. But I will definitely take care of that. Let's see, what do we got? Oh, a hydrate I can do, though. Apologies for the lack of sounds on those. That's something that... Apparently it's the location of my sound folder that caused my computer to give up the ghost. So what I'm just gonna have to do, it looks like, is go into my bot later and retie every single one of the sounds to its appropriate action. So yeah, fun. That's okay. What do we got? This one can come back by 1. No, let's do stone there. Bricks here. Well, it'll be actually bricks over there, but take this row back by 1. Yeah, so I will definitely hold off on that one, but with all this bouncing around and jumping around, I'm sure there'll be a point to eat. If not, then I will go ahead and refund those points. I did do the hydrate though, so I'll grab the points for that one, and we'll leave the other 2 up there till I manage to do something with it. Now, first tier should have been on the screen correctly. I'm going to refuse that one simply because I don't think it showed properly. Your stomach. Okay. Sorry, I'm not particularly sure what you're getting at, but if you can make your stomach happy, go for it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we're up here. 4. There we go. And that is 1, 3. Oh, 4. Yeah, so this is another one of those spots where I'll probably end up cutting it down. I think. Right in now. Why not? Let's just take this out. You're supposed to have the ramparts that come up to the castle. We kind of have a castle that's going up to a natural hill, so there'll be some terraforming out to come. Diggy diggy, right? Lots and lots of diggy diggy. That's Minecraft specialty. Go. Alright, so, for curiosity, it's Amazing Angel. I believe you're new to the channel, or relatively new to the channel. So what is it that got you to come and find me? You love castle building. Awesome! I like that. Okay, good. I feel spoiled. You'll have to get... Now, here's the question for you on the castle building. Do you build castles that are sort of like intentionally fantasy castles? Or are you more into castles where people are incredibly fussy but realistic details? I know of creators who do each type, and mine this season is sort of a hybrid. I'm a little curious, Mr. L. What is black tar coffee? Both types. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I was just, Joel Duggan was building a castle this morning when I raided out to him. And, so he apparently does fantasy castles. I didn't realize that, but he was saying about, hey, this one actually turned out fairly realistic. And so I didn't think about it much. And so then I mentioned a castle type, and he was kind of like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. And then so somebody had to Wikipedia slap him, which was awkward. But that's okay. If his mods want to Wikipedia link slap him, go for it. One but oh. That's a lot like my tech support coffee. When I worked in tech support years ago, Mr. L, just before I quit to have kids, we used to do... I wasn't really a coffee drinker when I started, but it very quickly became something that I love. But, so the coffee we would make is we would brew coffee. The joke was we had to use coffee to make coffee, right? But we would actually brew the coffee and then put on at least 1, if not 2, actually probably 1 tablespoon maybe, of that like concentrated instant espresso. Yeah, that was something that would definitely, knock my socks off today. I don't drink coffee like that anymore, but it would definitely get you going. And it didn't necessarily seem tarry per se in terms of thickness, but it got you going. I mean, that leads into, conversations about things like energy drinks, because we were big proponents of energy drinks back then. Our group loved them. Specifically, we actually used to love Jolt Cola. It's funny, I find plain coffee tastes nasty. So I mean, people who drink it black, I don't understand how they manage to do that without it tasting nasty. But that said, even if you put a little bit of the fake white creamer in it, then suddenly I like the stuff quite a lot. Not healthy, not in the slightest. Now, here's the thing. I'm trying to meet up with... Oh! Ha! Okay. So... Oh, we don't... No, that's right. Okay, I'm going around the corner. Okay. I'm supposed to use the outer corner of this section. I was actually going quite square. Okay. So I'm going to need to chop down part of this just so I can see what's going on. Yes. Yes, they had taurine in it for sure. For sure. Yeah. And lots and lots of caffeine. Some people would be dumb and put their, like, after the cola was empty, because you could easily replace the lid back on the bottle. It looked kind of like a large battery. Then they would actually do this ridiculous coffee mixture in the can. And so they'd have one mug of coffee ready to go and one can of the Jolt mix, basically old Jolt can used for coffee. It's kind of strange, but hey, whatever floats your boat, I suppose. Okay, so I'm going to have to do this part from the inside, I think. And tear through. Okay, guys, you just stay over there. That would make my life a lot simpler. A lot simpler. I gather others in your house are coffee drinkers. I believe Stormy said she was. And here's the question. I have a rough idea how old Mr. Cheese is. And do you guys let him drink coffee? It's not a personal opinion question. The reason I ask is actually that we have scouts at our scout camp, and they'd be ages like 11 to 14, I guess, who want to drink coffee at our scout camps because the scout leaders do. And we're not keen on letting them do it, only because we haven't cleared it with their parents to allow them to. Some parents don't want their kids to drink coffee. Can't see why. I have no clue. Just kidding. I could totally see why. I've let my kids have a sip of it, but they say it's disgusting, so more power to them. You limit energy drinks. I can kind of see that. I mean, some of the energy drinks can have a bit of a... Not only do they have chemicals in them that they say, beyond a certain amount of this, it's not healthy for you. Although not that it's generally healthy anyways. But I also, on energy drinks, they often have a lot of like fruity flavors and might as well be MSG, to be honest with you. But things that make you want to have more. And that's less than ideal, I suppose. 1, 2. What did I miss on this corner? Exactly. Yeah, we don't need any racing hearts. We want people to be around. Oh, I just wanted that one to be there. And then I went and just chopped it down. Smart. If it wasn't already used in our community, I'd be using the Homer Simpson smart thing. Let's go back here. And then we'll come out one to the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this one can be here. Oh, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And then shoot down to the other side. Okay. I can handle that. So, as you pointed out, making your heart race is far less than ideal. Welcome back. You can smell taurine. That's an interesting one. I hadn't really thought about that. I do quite like caffeine, well, quote-unquote caffeine heavy, calorie-free sodas. Like Coke's got one, Coke Zero. I haven't tried the Pepsi one recently. But I'm quite a Coke Zero fan. And so I do like those sorts of things, but I know that they're not great either. But I can't drink, what's the word? I can't drink diet sodas properly. Something about the aspartame in them. I mean, I've heard that it, technically it converts into formaldehyde inside your system, but it gives me headaches. So definitely that one's off the table. But it's one of the more popular ones. Yeah, like, I'm a Coke fan. It's not about the flavor per se of Pepsi. I actually find, for me, that Pepsi just tastes too sweet. As odd as that sounds. Whereas I've heard other people say Coke is too fizzy. So there's plenty of different versions of everybody's point of view. Of all the things that mess your body up, Diet Pepsi doesn't do anything. Wonder why that wouldn't, considering everything else seems to do a number on you. But I mean, it's good to know though, because, like for yourself, because it means that you can have something fun, something enjoyable, when there's a lot of other no-nos, or that you do knowing what the reaction is going to be. Like for example, I probably should be doing gluten-free again. Did it for over a decade, got sick and tired of it, and it's just a royal hassle when you do the shopping. And so my gluten sensitivity is more or less exacerbated by having dairy, so I know I'm lactose intolerant. And I find when I have dairy, my sensitivity to wheat products is worse than it is other times. So people generally know what happens if you eat dairy, and so I don't need to go into that one. But and the wheat one, let's just say it's nasty. Suffice to say, it's like, I mean, yeah, it doesn't like your insides. Proper celiac, as I understand it, is one where your sensitivity to wheat isn't necessarily like a wheat allergy. It's more like your system doesn't absorb nutrients properly and doesn't digest foods properly because the gluten proteins on the wheat become indigestible, like it doesn't actually digest those correctly, and the result is that those proteins are still there, but unfortunately they act like, I guess you could say, like sandpaper on your insides, and they effectively scrape off the little like a villi, but basically they're little, almost like extensions, and those are, it's like your tongue's taste buds sort of thing, but they're supposed to absorb nutrients in your intestine area. Not only is that just, gross in the extreme, but suffice to say, one doesn't absorb things properly. So one of the common sort of longer effects is that people with celiac often put on weight because their body will scramble to hang on to anything it possibly can. Yeah, and I usually say fingers, but I once had a kid ask me at Scouts about the knuckles. I was like, what? No. Those don't have knuckles. It's okay. And then this guy was going, why? We have a few that are the information sponges. And so, yeah, we just have to be a little careful at Scouts what we say around them. And so your intestinal fingers get basically ripped off, and they can't, and then your body doesn't absorb nutrients correctly. So people can end up malnourished. That's one of the effects. And then there's others as well. But a lot of them are more generic indigestion effects. And the problem with celiac, which runs in my family, so that's part of why that's higher on my radar. But one of the problems with celiac is that, sorry, in English, is that you also get all the intestinal distress related symptoms. Fun and a half. Yeah, all the ones that would go off the rails. Exactly. So when you don't have access, like things aren't absorbing correctly and so on and so forth, then the result becomes, actually, can I do anything with these? No. The result becomes that you don't feel very good, and lactose intolerance tends to kick those symptoms up a notch, so as in your body's issues with digesting the protein in the first place can get worse. So if I've had, say, pizza or something, I'm just asking for trouble if I just keep on going heavy on the bread products the next day. So, yeah. That is a weird visual, isn't it? Maybe we should ask one of our community artists to sketch somebody with intestinal fingers for you, right? Nightmare fuel. Okay, so I'm looking at my rough design. I need to figure out where I want the corner tower to be, and I think we're going to put it right about where the tree is. So, like, it meets up here on my design. And then I think if I go out just a touch more, actually, maybe here's not that bad, but we can start wrapping around. By the time we get up to the tree, then that would be just about right for the moat-ish, the dry moat that's going to be here, to match up with the ring that's going to go all around the outside. So that'll probably work out nicely. I'm going to do about there, and then we'll just figure out how to connect this part up with the other part. Because somehow I seem to have gone around the tree. So, yeah. Okay, so what I did is I stopped because I ran out of regular stone. And we've got some normal stuff. 630, yay. Or how are we doing here? Oh! Okay. Well, in that case, drop that. Oop, no, not that one. Drop one bucket, and let's go get some more lava. Lava, lava, lava. So, in with getting things stuck in my head rather easily, rather regularly, I was just mentioning lava, and now I have clips from the lava song from the Disney movie Moana. Oh, that's inconvenient. I need my bucket, please. There. 4 buckets, that'll do. I wanted 5, but, you know. Oh, I got an empty bucket. Yay! Bucket, bucket, where'd you put the bucket? There we are. Alright. How are we doing? So I've got 5 buckets. There's nothing there. Oops, not what I want. I want this one. There's nothing in that one. What about this one? Nothing in there. Okay, so let's put 2 in there and 3 in here. And I can take those stone. Let's go wear out our pick for a while. As is my custom, I know people are well aware of it by now. Since you can only reach about 4.5 blocks, then I have a 5-block long lava farm, which is also doubling as my thing farm. Stone farm. There we go. Yes. Oh, Zerx, it just occurred to me, if you're still listening, please do drop me a note somewhere on what sort of recompense and or invoice for the roof connection, because I don't want to get away with doing it for free. So even if you can think of something, that would be appreciated. Sounds like worms. Derailing away from worms in direct sense. Yeah, this morning I was talking a little bit about my kids' project. So we have a camp coming up in March, and as part of this outdoor skills camp, or winter skills camp, they've decided to host a camp dessert cook-off. Sounds like a plan. The kids will be going in groups of like 2 or 3 to cook. I think we might actually have 3s and 4s, but anyway, suffice to say, they're putting together a lot of desserts. And so our group decided, well, that makes sense. We should practice before we go, just because a lot of our kids aren't as familiar with that because the group that's going is the majority of our first year scout level kids. I mean, they've been in scouts before. They're all moved up from the previous section, but they just hadn't had to cook for themselves before outside of their own camp, and the food they cook is kind of sketchy. Suffice to say, so we decided that we would practice, but our kids decided that they were going to do a dish popular amongst a lot of kids known as worms in dirt. So it's got a chocolate pudding base and then like Oreo cookie crumbles, so between the two of them, those are the dirt, and then the worms are gummy worms, and then you'll add extra rocks to the dirt, so things like Nerds or M&Ms or some other type of candy. So that's what we've got going on. My son gets to bring the Nerds. Our resident vegetarian is bringing the worms, which I find amusing because it's debatable as to whether or not she'll be just bringing the regular ones because she's only vegetarian, or whether she'll be, going all nutty vegan on us and insisting on bringing some sort of odd organic vegan vegetable based candy. So we'll see, but yeah, it's not quite all the the vegan bit about not wanting any animal effort put into things or animal life put into things, but she just totally freaked out about eating food when somebody made the mistake of telling her about the realities of farm to table and what goes on in between and commercial meat processing. I don't know who got that idea, but it turned out to be a very, very bad one. See you later, Stormy, and I will be back ASAP after my dinner to hang out with you. So have a good one. Catch you later. Yeah, so anyways, long story made super short. That's the stuff my kids are bringing. So they're trying to figure out how to use a rather difficult to control propane stove, like propane 2-burner stove for camp, to do pudding, which normally if we were doing pudding at home, like if someone's to be doing that, I would recommend using like a double boiler layer so that you don't end up with pudding that is all scorched in some spots and lumpy because it thickened too fast in other spots, and yeah. So that's normally it, but the rules unfortunately have decided to state that we can't actually do that. We need to put it has to be a one-pot dish. They can use as many spoons as they want, but it has to be a one-pot meal, or not meal, dessert. So I mean, I'm assuming that they were hoping people would do things like a dump cake, which rather literally is dumping cake mix in a pot, or well, making a cake mix in your pot while it's dry, and then converting that cake mix. What's the word? Adding to that cake mix some. What can I think today? Apple pie filling or cherry pie filling. So you mix those two together. Then when you cook it, it's actually got apple cake or cherry cake or whatever other type that you felt you were going to do. So that's the plan of that type of cake. And I was hoping that we would have some something along those lines, and I think that's what the camp people were expecting, because making a cake from scratch in a container is not a big deal. Not at all. It's actually quite simple. I've got a great recipe for a chocolate cake like that when I was a kid called Wacky Cake, and literally just put everything in and stir it with a fork and you're done. But anyway, our kids are going for pudding, so we'll just have to see. I mean, I'm holding my breath a little bit. So I hope it goes well. They've got their first test run on Thursday, and we'll see how that turns out. And then they've opted to do a second test run the following week, although I don't know how many kids are going to want to eat the worms in dirt pudding thing twice. Most of them I know wouldn't eat pudding the first time. It happens. Might need to hold your nose. Yeah, scorched pudding is not one that smells good. However, bad news for Fantastic Sherlock Fox, being, husband and all. It has been decided by the scouters that during both of the test runs, the dishes will be sent home for cleaning, and that the kids have to bring them back. Which the hope is that the kids will clean them themselves, The truth is, if it's scorched on, I know our kids won't be able to. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. At camp, they'd actually have to clean it at camp, so let's hope their dish turns out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, well, that's less than optimal. My fence goes on the inside of my little setup here. Oh, well. Guess I'm gonna have to move things. Yeah, but there's a shape that's somewhat weird, but it's a little more like what I had on the model. So let's move that over to the right, so you can start to see the rectangle will come down, the towers will come down, but the outside part is just about where I want it. So I have to get the dry moat built all the way around, and then I could finish connecting up everything to the side, but we've got a fairly straight line we can work with in the meantime. Where did I put that door? I just had a door. 2 doors. Let's put the stone buttons away. Oh, 1 door actually would do it. No, not there. I need 2 buttons, not 4 buttons. Here. And here. Now, this is... Oh yeah, okay, that trick did work. 1, 2, 3. When I say trick, you can easily get the doors to go the direction you want, whenever you want, by putting the hinges, like by not having something on this side, so it has to be like either a half block or no block or whatever. But what gets me here, this is an iron door, that's fine, but they reuse the texture to the point where you actually have like a hinge texture still showing. When they do this, it's still exactly the same texture. Even if the door is going the opposite direction, right? Like that, and the texture's still on the right-hand side. Does that make sense to anybody? At all? I understand economy, but that's just kind of silly. 1, 2, 4. We'll see. I mean, hey. As Fantastic Shock Fox reminded me of late, I can be a little bit mean when it comes to how critical I am of some of the things our kids do and some of the things the scouts do. So I have my serious doubts about this pudding escapade, but maybe they'll surprise me. Maybe the kids will be able to knock my socks off in some sort of way. Maybe. I'm hoping. Okay, guys, if you get out, you can at least get back in. 1, 2, 3, 4. But also the other part is that the kids have to make enough pretend servings of at least 2 spoonfuls. Whatever spoonfuls are, they're not specific. So that means there's quite a lot of pudding. And so the kids, I think what they'll probably do this week is just learn the recipe. And then if they do a second test run, then they'll learn about portion sizing the recipe for the expected amount that they have to turn in. Because doing it, if it doesn't make enough portions to begin with, then they'll have to double it, which I think is probably a smarter idea. Or, actually, there's the other thing, or they could have the team do 2 concurrent batches. We have enough stoves and whatnot for that. They could do 2 concurrent batches of the same thing. And that way, if one turns out and one does not, you still have a turn-in, but also you have the opportunity to get rid of the mess. So you can blend it in. 1, 2, 3... 4. There. Are we actually... Fantastic Shock Fox had to go and shovel today. We haven't had a whole lot of snow and rain lately. But we did get some last night as I was coming home from something or other. I was doing... Oh, it's Tuesday, right? I was coming home from my daughter's scout meeting last night. she's in the Cub Scout section, is what we call them. This wolf cubs based. And so we was coming home from that last night, and it was just starting to snow, but it was one of those ones where you go, yeah, I don't want to be out this too much longer because I get this really bad feeling it's going to get worse, and the visibility is going to drop. Winter weather advisory, yeah. So that sounds that, like, if you've got the two of them mixed together, Mistral, then it sounds like you're getting possibly freezing rain or snow that's like melted, or not melted, sorry. I can think straight. Rain that's frozen into ice. That does not sound pleasant. Usually. So here's a question for you. Do you guys get strange weather, like wind patterns, where it can thaw the snow or the ice or whatever to almost spring-like conditions within a few hours? Up here we call those Chinooks. I just don't know how far south Chinooks actually extend. There's an old Canadian comedian who created a character called Charlie Farquharson, and he and the character had a book for Schnooks and Schmucks, or well, it was actually Charlie Farquharson's Jog Free of Canada, because it was his, fake geography thing, and he created this thing, and he says, "Yep." So those who don't know what these are, we feel sorry for you, because first you get a schnook followed by a schmuck, because it turns all your snow into schmuck. Yeah. I can't say any of the Canadian comedians that I listen to were all that mature, but hey, they're fun. Yes. Yeah, and we can still see the cement on our driveway, but that's rapidly becoming a non-thing. Our driveway actually tends to be icy, if anything. Okay, so what I'm actually in here for is to try and get a rough estimate of how deep the other side was. So it had, there's the wall, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Really? Okay. I just had to do that to myself, didn't I? So, yeah. So you guys call them Chinooks then as well, I assume? Got 1 wall, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Life goal heated driveway. Don't know about that one. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's get some spot treatments. Not that one. Don't need this. Round that off a little bit. From this corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there we go. That's where things start going rounded. Move a straight 45 from there. No, it's not. What have we got on this corner? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, nice. Okay. So, in the corner. This one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There. And then it goes diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still weird to you, a large percentage of Canadian citizens live farther south than US. Yeah. I mean, lakes will do that. Lakes will do that, give us weird bends in the East Coast. Okay, so let's go diagonal again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That makes no sense whatsoever. That's okay. We got a moat. Sure, I'll take that. Let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 3, and a bunch. Alright, so that means 10 more minutes. No, it doesn't. 1, 2. How did I get inwards? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So is this only 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I have done enough. Puzzled. Whatever. Actually, that one can stay. Okay, so this one won't be there. Mutant. That one won't be there. 1, 2, 3. I wasn't intending to do this right now, but it makes it easy for me to figure out where my wall is. Two. Across the front. Hello. And that's not right. Not one. Okay. This piece out. That one. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. I just fell in my own hole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Count. 1, 2, 3, 4. On 1, 5. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then can we come out the other side? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then land should be 6. If I'm on here 1 level, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Right out to here. Okay. That'll be fun. What if I take this one back a bit? No, for the purposes of that. Okay, so I'm trying to do a Mott and Bailey castle, which is where we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6ing ourselves. Yeah. Let's throw that up there. Just to keep the villagers in. La la la. Ow. There. You guys can stay in. Okay. So now I need to make my way around to vents here. Straight out. Where is the rest of my... Where's the other part of the wall? Okay. Start turning the corner. Nope. 1, 2, 4. Almost there. Oh, that was wrong. Okay. Geography is a weird thing. Just in that sometimes places and where people sprout up don't make a whole lot of sense. 2, 4. I keep looking at this and thinking it's wrong until I chop this part out. There, now I know it. It's going to be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this should be the last row. I can go straight. This bee's not too impressed with the fact that I'm just locking him in. The next piece after this one becomes landscaping, so that we actually can get the correct, or closer to the correct angles for the moat in between. Which that part I will start doing some tomorrow and some off camera. So we'll start out tomorrow morning with landscaping. Yay! Landscaping. I should not be that happy about it, but I think it's well overdue in this place. And then we can get our 6 and so on. Terra or Terrin? Yeah. That's true. Tear something. Okay, so I'm gonna have to tear up these walls, but I might as well just finish them for now, and then I know where to get the resources from. And nobody's climbing out, so we're good. Excellent, so let's go around and see where we go. I can start tearing up this part. It'll last like 2 minutes. And then we will get ourselves organized, take a quick look at what we've done so far. With the little overhead camera. And I don't need that. Funny, people who aren't in the stream every single stream see a lot of the process work. They see what changes I go, oh, you've done so much! And it's like, well, I guess it would look that way if I've completely rewritten the border lines again. This is only version 4. But then the 3D element of it is changing. Perfect timing for a sundown. And I will find out. Uh-oh. Ha ha ha. Where's my... Here it is. Where's my cheaty door? I gotta get in somehow. There we go. Terraforming even, yes. Terra or in. Terra or in. I honestly didn't catch that, Fantastic Jog Clocks. So, score on your part. This one... Cobble. The only reason I'm getting cobble with a Silk Touch pick, I don't mean out here, but from the stone farm, is just because... That's okay. But I'm getting those pieces because the very minor parts of lag are causing the lava and the water to meet on the side that they would get cobble rather than stone. The other part of it is that the... Actually, that's really all it is. It's basically a cobblestone farm rather than a stone farm. So the difference, as I understand it, for those of you that may not know, is if you get lava and stone to meet from the side, you get cobblestone. If you get lava to pour on top of... Sorry, lava and water to meet from the side, then you get cobblestone. If you get lava to pour on top of water, you get stone. And if they come at each other from, like, weird side angles, you can get obsidian. Or some version thereof. I can't remember which one's which. But anyway, the point is that you, depending on your angles of how the products meet, you can get different things. And so I'm just getting more cobble simply because the slight bit of lag is causing it not to come on top of the water the way I'd like. What I may end up doing is literally having the water underneath the lava so that there's no way the lava can do anything but pour on top. And the only way I could think to do that would be to simply, to actually have stairs or something that are waterlogged where the water comes from, and then have the lava pour over top of those stairs. Okay. Oh, I don't know if I have a hole in the front. Better check that. Then I'd better eat. So, here, for It's Amazing Angel, I can now eat. Lots. Eat, eat, eat. There we go. I ate. So, alright. I don't have a hole in there. Nor do I have a hole in here. Alright. I thought I did, but I've closed off the front. Which means that the hole I had before isn't there anymore. I can't get out that way. I'll have to put another hole in that wall, just so I can go that direction. Alright, so let's see how this looks so far. Yes, guys. And... Oh, wrong way. There we go, we are making progress. So, the shape you see is somewhat like the shape on screen. I still have interiors to clean out, but actually, we're not half bad. Better than I expected. I'm not wholly happy with the top edge, but hey, as I said, being as it was a loose interpretation, I'm just gonna leave it. Really. I mean, I could tear it down again, but I think I'm just gonna leave it. So, yeah. We have some internals to get rid of. I have a lot of moat work to do. So that's for tomorrow. We'll have our moats. Moats, and remotes. Moats, remotes, and demotes. There we go. That's a good name for the stream. And here we are, everybody. So, let's get our raid started to our fine friends. And then we'll go through and say our thank yous to everybody. Let's do this manually. Slash raid. I can't spell. I really can't spell today. No, not what I want. Refresh. There we go. Okay, copy paste. Try that. All right, so we will switch to. Thank you very much to Fantastic Sherlock Fox for modding, and to our fine friends. Thank you to, oh boy, Just a Hypixel fan for the new follow, and thanks to Amazing Angel and Al Poppins for coming in and spending their points. We had Yellow and Carnage Joe show up as our subscribers today, and Mel, Stormy Owl, Hypixel fan Al Poppins, and It's Amazing Angel for our viewers. So thank you ever so much. If your name was not called and you were just hanging out and lurking, I appreciate you, and thank you so much for dropping by. I did start this stream, or the raid to Huge Stormy Owl. If you have the opportunity, there's the raid messages on screen. You can always copy paste whatever appeals to you, or use something different. But give Stormy Owl our best. I'll drop in shortly, and we'll stay for a couple minutes, and then I will join you guys again a little bit later. Have a fantastic evening. We will be back here tomorrow at noon Eastern for some more wall work and some more moats. So have yourselves a great evening. Bye-bye for now. Oh, and happy Valentine's Day to everybody.